Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 7. And wow, once again, we have a brand new synopsis and title which has been revealed for The Flash Season 7, Episode 10, which is now titled Scarlet Speedster. And oh my god, this synopsis is very, very interesting, and I cannot wait to talk about it and break it all down. This synopsis in particular gets me so hyped for this season overall because it reveals one particular character who has been anticipated for so long who will be appearing during this episode. And wow, what an insane shocker, with Bart Allen literally being confirmed yesterday to appear for the 150th episode of The Flash Season 7, which will be episode 17. We got another insane announcement in which Ginger Wally West seems to be appearing for episode 10 of season 7. Wow. So I'll obviously be doing as usual, so I'll be breaking the synopsis down and I'll be telling you guys what this could mean for the show and where they could be heading towards with this storyline, because man, this is so interesting. So we are obviously 5 episodes into The Flash Season 7, in which we are exploring the Force storyline, where last week we obviously had the Strength Force being introduced with Frueza. In last night's episode, we got introduced to the Sage Force with Psych, and during the same episode, we saw the embodiment of the Speed Force as Nora Allen return as well, and it seems like she will be playing a key role for at least the first graphic novel for season 7, so from episode now 5 to 11. And we are still yet to see the Still Force, but I'm guessing we will be seeing that for episode 6. But along this Force storyline, we are also expecting some time travel taking place, in which episode 6 is obviously going to be time travel centered with Cisco and Chester ending up in the past. But this is not that type of time travel. Obviously, time travel has been heavily emphasized throughout interviews about the show, such as like Danielle Nicolette saying a couple of months ago that The Flash Season 7 will be heavily time travel related, something like that. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing because I do not have it right in front of me at the moment. But also from Eric Wallace, where he did say that this season was going to be more speedster orientated. And although we haven't seen that yet, from yesterday's news to today's synopsis and title for the episode, it seems that we are slowly moving towards that speedster storyline, if you will. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. Okay, so going over the synopsis and title for the episode. So, The Flash Season 7 Episode 10, titled Scarlet Speedster. The Flash travels to the future. During an epic battle with Godspeed, Central City's Scarlet Speedster finds himself 10 years into the future. Things get tense when Barry finds himself with the likes of an alternate Wally West. Wow guys, let's freak out about this because this episode is going to be crazy and there's a lot to talk about. So let's just break this synopsis down because this is just crazy and I just cannot wait to talk about it. So firstly, going over the first line of the synopsis. During an epic battle with Godspeed, Central City's Scarlet Speedster finds himself 10 years into the future. Okay, so first things first, Godspeed is back during this episode. So we will finally meet the original Godspeed for this episode by the looks of it, which I cannot wait and see. Now, I am very interested to find out about the reasoning behind Godspeed's hatred for Barry and why he sent out these bunch of different Godspeed clones in the past to go after Barry. So we should finally be getting stuff revealed about that during this episode. Obviously, we did have that The One Who Sent Me Wants Infinite Velocity mystery from last season, and it seems like we will finally be getting answers to that during this episode, which is very, very exciting. Now, obviously, this is episode 10, which is the penultimate episode of graphic novel number 3. So does this confirm that Godspeed will be the main villain for the first half of The Flash Season 7? Or is this just a setup for Godspeed being introduced, the real Godspeed being introduced, and him being the main antagonist for the back half of the season, where we'll be having more time travel related stuff, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. But obviously, once again, this could end up being another Godspeed clone. It doesn't really confirm whether this is the original Godspeed or not, so we don't know for sure. Now, obviously, from the synopsis, you can tell that time travel is going to be involved. Now, the synopsis does specifically say Barry ends up 10 years into the future. Now, how does this happen? I have no idea. Is it that this massive battle against Godspeed leads them into jumping times, and Barry ends up getting lost 10 years into the future? Or the more likelier option here, it could be that Barry ends up chasing after Godspeed because Barry has defeated him, so Godspeed tries to run away but is followed by Barry, and that's how they end up 10 years into the future. Or do they like end up fighting and all of a sudden Barry just somehow ends up 10 years into the future? I'm not entirely sure, but I am very, very interested to see what is going on over here, because this is really, really interesting. But breaking down the last part of the synopsis, this is crazy, and we really, really need to talk about this because it's just so interesting. Things get tense when Barry finds himself with the likes of an alternate Wally West. So, wow, guys. The fact that it says Barry finds himself with the likes of an alternate Wally West confirms that it is not going to be Kanan Lonsdale's version of Wally West, the Kid Flash we have seen on the show. It confirms that it won't be him. And remember, guys, this episode is titled Scarlet Speedster, and another speedster who wears a red suit is that of Ginger Wally West. He has a red suit as well. Not only that, but the synopsis does say alternate Wally West. So if you put those two together with the episode title saying Scarlet Speedster and then with the synopsis referencing Wally West, you could say that the title of the episode, Scarlet Speedster, is not a reference to Barry, but it could be to Ginger Wally West. Wow, this is very, very interesting. Now the thing over here is that Ginger Wally West is a different version of Wally West than our Kid Flash, which we have seen on the show. But guys, let's just freak out about this because I honestly cannot believe we are finally getting Ginger Wally West for the show. Literally just yesterday we got the news saying that Bart Allen will be appearing for the 150th episode. Now this confirms Ginger Wally West. What is happening? Oh my god. Now obviously, breaking down the last part of the synopsis, what does this mean when it says things get tense when Barry finds himself with another version of Wally West? Now that is very interesting and I cannot wait to see what is going on over here. Maybe this could be Barry being unable to tap into the Speed Force or something. Maybe his battle with Godspeed left him injured in a way his speed healing doesn't work. Kind of like Zoom, for example, when he beat him up so badly, like Barry's speed healing doesn't, kick in that fast. Something like that. And maybe this results him into not being able to go back in time. And when he meets this other speedster 10 years into the future, maybe he needs his help to go back to his timeline. I'm not entirely sure. Now the thing over here is that this is 10 years into the future. So maybe Barry does something which causes conflict between the two in the future, which our Barry didn't get to yet. Our Barry didn't get to that point in time just yet. But future Barry and this version of Wally West had some sort of conflict, and maybe that is why. And in that way, Barry is going to have to find a way to gain this version of Wally's trust, I guess, so Barry is able to go back home or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Now, during episode 4 of The Flash season 7, we obviously do know that Abracadabra mentioned that Barry was eventually going to be so obsessed with the future, and that was obviously going to be future Barry with his obsession with the future. Over here, Barry finds himself 10 years into the future. Whether it's accidental or on purpose, we do not know. It seems like it's accidental. So this does seem like it's setting up Barry investigating the future in some way, and this could tie into Barry's obsession with the future, or it could, establish Barry in starting to investigate the future and trying to make things better or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I am very, very intrigued to see how this all plays out because this is very interesting. And the best part about this is it is not real at all. I literally just made this up right now. As you guys may have seen on your calendars, it is April 1st, meaning it's April Fool's. So this is an April Fool's video. So from the time this video goes up, it is the 1st of April from the area that I'm from. So yeah, this is an April Fool's video. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below whether I got you guys or not. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.